Hello mga alamat! In this video, tignan po natin ang mga requested charts ninyo tulad ng Now, Home at DMC. Are you guys ready? Let's go! So let's kick off our first charting session ng 2023 with DMC or DMCI, no? Now, I'll be honest, medyo nagulat din ako dun sa push na nangyari towards the end of the year, no? My expectations were, nung nabasag natin tong mga swing lows na to, na number one, we could come back and revisit yung support na nag-form dito, and we did. Tapos nag-bounce tayo, I was thinking na baka balikan niya tong mga previous area of supports na to at mauntog tayo dyan. And in fact, briefly, nangyari yon. Pero, when we started breaking to the upside and filled this gap, naisip ko naman na baka hanggang dun na lang. And then eventually, binalikan niya yung nag-form na double top dito, which acted as resistance for a little while. Pero once we broke out of itong level sa 10.72, medyo tumuloy na tayo to the upside. Hindi nagtagal na basag yung resistance at 11.16 and we've continued to push higher as we ended 2022. Now, from where we are right now, sa mga levels ko, yung next level ng resistance is at 12.54 followed by 13.10. So hindi ako magugulat kung magkaroon pa tayo ng push towards these areas here. However, hindi ako hahabol ng basta-basta, again because yung risk-reward niya from buying where we currently are at 12 pesos, parang medyo hindi pabor sa atin, di ba? Hindi maganda yung risk-reward ratio. So I would rather wait. Maybe mag-pull back tayo ng maayos at mabigyan tayo ng bullish price action somewhere here in this area between 10.72 hanggang 11.16. And if so, 'di ba? In fact, binilikan nga tayo dito, 'di ba? We came back, tagged this area and then pushed higher to end of the year. So, kung bumalik tayo diyan, nagkaroon ng bullish price action which we did, and to be fair, I wasn't trading last week. It would something that dapat ma-consider na potentially getting in and seeing if we can push higher from there, tagging yung mga levels of resistance that we just discussed. But kung hahabol pa lang dito sa 12, parang medyo alanganin kasi resistance is right there na. Okay? Now, obviously, pwedeng magpatuloy lang naman yung push nitong DMC. And if so, it's something I would have missed heading into 2023. It doesn't feel good, but it is what it is, no? Now, ang ayaw nating makita is for price to come all the way back down and break itong area of support na nag-form dito between 9.6 and 10 pesos. Kung nangyari yon, baka unang-una bumalik na nga tayo sa range na to between 8.28 to 9.6, which was what my initial expectation was when we first came back and tagged tong support dito. Okay? We could come back there or we could even push lower. Kung mabasag yung 8.28, it wouldn't surprise me if we revisit tong mga lows na naiwan natin from before. Okay? But for now, I think the best approach kung wala pa kayong hawak is to wait and see what DMC does next. Kung may hawak naman kayo, nakabili kayo nung nag-collapse siya dito sa 8.20 something na levels or perhaps nung nag-breakout tayo beyond this gap, then congratulations. Be sure lang to trail your stops accordingly para kung sakali mang mangyari ang ayaw natin mangyari, hindi tayo mabubulaga ng market. Next, pag-usapan naman natin tong home, no? Or yung AllHome. Now, tong AllHome, nag-form tayo ng 52-week low sometime towards the middle of December. And then from there, we pushed higher at lumapit na tayo sa next level of resistance niya. Diba? Ito yung last mini swing high na nag-form bago bumaksak yung price at nag-form ng bagong 52-week low. Now, if we can come back and reclaim tong 1.78, it wouldn't surprise me if we started trading within this range between 1.78 hanggang 2.35, no? Which to be fair is a fairly decent range. And kung mag-set up siya ng maayos, it's something that we could potentially look at sa Q1 2023. Now, pwede rin na mauntog na tayo sa level of resistance na yan. At yung range na mag-form is somewhere between 1.31 hanggang 1.78. Okay? Now, itong late push towards the end of December, hindi natin magagarantya or masasabi na 100% window dressing lang ba yan o hindi. Kasi para ma-ascertain yon, kailangan natin makita what happens next eh. Diba? So, yes, we can make assumptions. Yes, we can think na baka ganito or baka ganyan. But don't put all your eggs in one basket, whether or not negative or positive kayo dito sa home. Kasi nga, hindi pa rin talaga natin alam kung ano nga ba yung next na potential na mangyari. For me, personally, I'm thinking na maybe kung mag-form tayo ng some type of inverse head and shoulders pattern dito sa home, then that's something to potentially watch as we head into Q1 2023. Kung mabuo yon, magkaroon ng magandang pattern, then maybe pwede nating sandalan yon for a potential trade idea. Pero hanggang hindi pa nangyayari yon, I want to see what happens next dito sa home kasi kung bibili ako where it is, parang sobrang lapit na dun sa level of resistance and it doesn't really feel all that smart to do so. Yes, it could continue pushing higher, pero syempre ang habol natin is may sistema yung approach natin sa merkado. Diba? So we want to be careful. We still want to assess properly yung risk reward natin before we go jumping in to any stock. Next, silipin naman natin tong now, no? Now, itong now, towards the end of November, nagkaroon to ng push to the upside, no? Medyo tuloy-tuloy. Nagkaroon ng good news. Hindi na natin pag-uusapan yon kasi we're after brevity sa mga charting sessions natin. Now, patuloy yung push na yon despite the small pullback here, dumiretso siya, and in fact, we closed the year by breaking above the next level of resistance sa 2.22. Nag-close tayo at 2.24. Now, from where we are, yung next level of resistances para sa akin are 2.33 followed by 2.48. And if kaya nating kumawala doon sa 2.48, it opens up this wider area above, potentially for a push hanggang mga 3.15. Now, I'll be honest, no? In hindsight, madaling sabihin na nung nag-pullback dito, dapat pumasok na. However, personally, hindi ko to na-trade kasi my thinking was, even though may magandang balita, there was no guarantee that the company could have the funding para dun sa mga projects na lalabas in the future. Diba? So, syempre, ngayon, meron tayong konting regret na nag-push to the upside, pero okay lang kasi syempre sumusunod lang naman tayo sa sistema natin. Now, itong now, nagbigay siya ng isa pang opportunity. When it broke above itong next level of resistance at 1.7, tapos nag-pull back tayo ulit doon. Tapos in fact, nag-print pa tayo ng hammer sa area na yon. That could have been another potential area to enter for a push to the upside, and had you done so, you might have hit your target kung yung target nyo was at 2.22. Now, where price is, kung kunwari hahabol pa lang kayo, parang medyo alanganin na. Kasi napakalapit natin sa resistance, pero yung stop mo likely has to go beneath itong 1.6 pa rin na swing low. So medyo tagalid ng konti, no? Hindi maganda yung risk reward. Pero kunwari sabihin natin nag-pullback ulit nun now ng maayos at magbigay siya ng structure na pwede nating sandalan for a potential trade moving forward, then definitely this is something that we should watch out for sa Q1 2023. Okay? But for now, kung may hawak na kayo, be sure lang to trail your stops accordingly and follow your plan. Kung wala, your best bet might be to wait and see first what happens. Diba? Okay lang maiwan, wag lang maipit. No? So wait and see what happens, and if magbigay ulit ng opportunity, then you can come in. Diba? Just make sure na meron kayong planong susundan and you don't just come in blindly in the hopes na sana tumaas, sana tumaas, sana tumaas. Next, silipin naman natin yung GTCAP. Now, tong GTCAP, towards the end of the year, around December 20-something, nagkaroon din tayo ng push, no? And that push took us towards the next level of resistance, dito around 440. In fact, nag-form din siya ng higher low. So, the possibility exists na ito yung low mo, high, higher low, and then maybe from here, as we head into Q1 2023, pwede mag-form ng panibagong higher high and meron tayong confirmation na kahit papano may nagsisimulang uptrend. Okay? Now, kunwari, when this pulled back, pumasok kayo, after all, we identified tong white zone na to from before as our demand zone, no? It pulled back here, it acted well, we pushed higher. Kung sakali man na pumasok kayo doon, then congratulations. Personally, I didn't towards the end of December, hindi na ako nagtatrade, no? Right now, if we can come back and reclaim tong 440, then what I'll be looking for next is for the possibility na mag-trade tayo within this range between 440 hanggang 477, 478 na levels. Kung mabasag natin tong 477, 478, then yung next target natin will be tong triple high na nag-form dito at around 514. At kung pati yun mabasag, balikan na ng price tong swing high na naiwan at 540, no? More or less. Okay? Now, what we don't want to see is umangat siya dito, tapos mag-push siya. Tapos, basagin niya tong swing low na to. Pagka ganon, parang medyo delikado tayo. Nawala yung thesis natin for a potential higher low at baka ang mangyari next is not just mabasag tong white zone natin, pero baka balikan na natin yung support at 375.2 followed by 360. And then finally, pag-usapan po natin tong PXP. Now, tong PXP, nag-bottom out tayo essentially nung early October 2022. And from there, ano yung nangyari? Nagkaroon tayo ng slight push to the upside, nag-consolidate sandali dito. Tapos nagkaroon na naman tayo ng push starting nung early December. And we closed out the year breaking above multiple resistance levels. Diba? Nabasag natin yung 6.74, which was yung key swing high dito. Nabasag din natin to, yung high na naiwan dito at 7.37. And then nauntog tayo sa next resistance level at 7.68. Yung 7.68, nag-form po siya from itong low na naiwan natin dito from before. And if you look towards the left, di ba, makikita natin na may reaction din yung price near that area dati. So hindi naagulat na ngayon nakabalik tayo doon, nakahanap muli tayo ng reaction. Now from there, what are the potential scenarios that we're watching out for as we kick off the new year? Kung mabasag tong 7.68, then that opens up this range above between 7.68 hanggang 8.32. Okay? Kung mabasag pati yung 8.32, the next level of resistance nandito na at 8.92. What we don't want to see is for price to crash all the way back down, break beneath this swing low. Kasi kung mangyari yon, number one, baka bumalik yung price dito sa support at 5.73. Tapos, maglaro tayo ulit sa range na nag-form dito between 5.73 hanggang 6.74. Or maaari din na kung mangyari man yon, hindi mag-hold yung 5.73, mabasag altogether, and if it does so, we might come back and revisit yung mga lows na naiwan natin dito sa PXP. Wag naman sana, no? Medyo decent volume naman tayo as we headed towards the end of the year. Nagpo-push tayo, so hopefully the momentum carries over sa 2023. Sa mga may hawak, same pa rin yung paalala ko, make sure you follow your plan. Huwag po nating pangunahin yung greed natin over sa plano natin, and at the same time, huwag po natin pangunahin yung takot natin over sa plano natin. Ngayon, kung kunwari hahabol pa lang kayo, again, I would want to wait and see na mabasag tong resistance level na to at 7.68, and from there, assess, makakakuha ba ako ng trade na maganda ang risk-reward, di ba? Knowing na yung next levels of resistances are 8.32 followed by 8.92. Maaaring umangat yung presyo at mauntog na tayo dyan. Di ba? We don't know. So, just be careful if you're intending to trade this. Make sure na solido yung plano ninyo para hindi kayo mabubulagan ng merkado. Now guys, before we go, if you haven't watched it yet, I've put a link to yung PSEI New Year edition natin, no? It's towards the lower left-hand side of your screen. So be sure to check that out. And as always, good luck in all your trades. GT, over and out.